Hi everybody, Avana Intuitive here, and here we are. Wait a minute, I'm going to choose, to move the camera just a little bit. Okay, we are doing our weekly energy reading for January 29th, 2026. This is the weekly energy reading and a 3-card pick. Of course, it is for entertainment purposes only, we know that. And this week, I'm shuffling as I talk, because of course using one of my most favorite decks, the Akashic Tarot by Sharon and Klingler and Sandra and Taylor, pulling a clarifying card from the Intuitive Whispers Oracle by Maude Hirst, and doing our 3-card pick this week with the Story Beginnings deck from Cassie White. So without further ado, I'm going to continue to shuffle these Akashic Tarot cards and see what we get. As you know, I pull 3 cards from the main deck. I then get a clarifying card, and then we kind of go over them very quickly, and then we do more of a deep dive, and we see what do we need to know for our energy for this week of January 29th, 2026. Okay, I just pulled 3 cards from the Akashic Tarot deck. I am going to shuffle and pull a card from the Intuitive Whispers Oracle. This is a nice clarifying card, and again, I'll show you those cards in just a moment. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's wild. As I was shuffling, I saw this card and I thought I just saw it, and then it came out at the top. So anyway, very cool. Okay, so very quickly, the first card we have is the 2 of Forces, which is the Willow. Then we go into the 4 of Forces, which is Spring, Autumn. And then we have the 7 of Roses, which is the Journey. And this is the card that I saw in the deck as I was shuffling, and it turned out to be the card that came on the top of the deck, which is 5, Ground from the Root. So first up, let's go into this 2 of Forces and see what it has to say about this card. Let's see. Two of Forces. Here we go. The Willow. Beautiful image there. Okay, here we go. 2 of Forces, the Willow. A big, beautiful willow tree stands in the summer sun. This stately tree is strong and flexible, and this card is telling you that you are too. The willow spreads its roots deep and wide, creating a strong foundation that is capable of standing up to anything. Now is the time for you to stand tall and feel the support of the earth beneath your feet. This card indicates a time of calm, so enjoy the peaceful energy now. It also signifies a time of power, perfect for reinforcing your foundation in work, in your family, in your spirit, and in the depth of your belief in yourself. Just like the willow, you have a peaceful strength, drawn from the waters of your soul and extending through all eternity. Stand confidently in your truth. Take the actions that support the growth of all things wonderful in your life, and know that you are powerful. Love that message. And we're going to talk about it as soon as we get, because we have this Ground from the Root clarifying card that I'm looking at. They're very similar. Then we got the 4 of Forces, which is Spring and Autumn. So it's kind of good timing because spring is coming up. But here we go. The spring card upright shows a budding tree, which we just had too, with a tree, and flowers beginning to bloom. It is one of the seasonal cycle cards, and it indicates that you are entering a time of planting and active preparation. Just as the spring is a very full time for the farmer who is tilling the ground and planting his crop, so let yourself put in a little more effort now as you lay the groundwork for the time ahead. This could be a very creative period for you. Take action in creative projects or work-related endeavors that require more time and attention. The work you do now could yield great rewards later. Make sure you engage in this extra activity with joy and optimism. You are always planting your energy into the Akashic records of your life. So as you work towards your goals, remember to plant hope and happiness along with all the action you take. And that is my little kitty cat, Peep Peep. Whenever I do readings in here, she'll come in. She has a bed underneath this desk here. And she's letting me know and letting all of us know she's coming in for a little nap. It's all good. She's actually very, very loved, very well taken care of. I know it might not sound like it, but she is. And then the outcome card here is the Seven of Roses, the journey. A seaport teems with activity as cargo is loaded off and onto many ships. Two women on a small tender boat are on their way to the great ship that will take them on their journey. Two men with their trunks and cases wait to follow. This card shows a time for a journey, a move, or a relocation. You may be taking your work or creative endeavors in a whole new direction, whether figuratively to a new industry or literally to a new city. However this journey occurs, it is sure to take you to new places and greater opportunities. Although it may require leaving something safe behind, this is not the time for stay safe in the harbor. It's time for finding and exploring new worlds, so get packed. And then we have, from this Intuitive Whispers deck, this 5, ground from the root. And let's see what that has to say. Ground from the root. Escape from your overthinking mind and ground yourself in your body right down to your roots. You are spending too much time in your thoughts, which are holding you in your past or predicting an uncertain future. When you are grounded, you are fully present in your body. There is a deep wisdom that can be found there, the insights from your own life experiences, plus the wisdom of your ancestors who have walked before you. It's time to get rooted in nature and connect fully to your body to rediscover the strength that lies deep within you. So this is very interesting. I love it. It's almost like the more we become grounded, the more we become rooted, the more it is time for us to go out and go on a journey, right? Go on our next creative journey. And if you look at these two cards, the willow and the grounding, look how similar, right? And like, you know, it's not that these came up reversed, but it's like they're so similar with this rooting and this grounding and this, you know, and I just, this was just such a revelation for me, because then talking about this grounding from the root card and also this for spring card, like coming into our own and grounding. I talked about the trees and the plantings, right? Things that we're now putting into place, putting the plantings and planting those seeds into the fertile fields, because you know what? The time is coming in a few months, and like springtime, autumn, whatever. There's no cutoff, there's no rush. But the time is coming for us to start to now journey. And I love this. I never thought of it like that. That the more you're grounded, the more you can go up into like Father Sky, into the open your crown chakra, and the further you can go because you're grounded. Never thought of it like that. And I love that, because it's like that's exactly what these cards are telling us to do. And even though this is to me a weekly reading, it almost is like for the next couple months, like energy to use to ground, to get our roots deep. Who are we? We know who we are, right? Ground in, and then open up and expand and have like that, like a plant just growing and expanding, right? Into Father Sky, opening up our crown chakras and getting even more knowledge and wisdom to come through to us. But we need that grounding. Oh, I love that. We need that grounding to take place. Again, grounding so that we can open up for our next creative journey, which is really, for many of us, planting seeds, but for many of us, right around the corner. So that being said, really a beautiful, strong message as we move forward in this year and in the springtime. And, you know, wrapping things up. I know we still have some time for winter here, but wrapping things up and taking those baby steps and planting the seeds in those fertile fields that we have, where we live, where we're at in our lives, and moving forward as those start to take, like they start to sprout, right? Then what do? Oh my gosh, then we nurture them, right? We pour water on them. We make sure they get sunshine. We keep going further and further down our creative path, which I love. All right, now we'll do our 3-card pick with our Starry Beginnings deck. So this is the Starry Beginnings deck with Cassie White. Let's see what we get. You know what's crazy is I thought, we have all these trees and all this grounding. And then I just thought, and then I picked cards called Starry Beginnings, which is really like out there in this, you know, in space. So let's see what the messages are. Okay, let me get a couple of shuffles here. All right. And here we go. Card 1, card 2, card 3. Think about which card resonates with you, 1, 2, or 3. If you picked card 1, you got 22, which is a master number, which is again opening up, grounding, but opening up those gateways, those wisdom gateways, even more than like a number 11. And it says, time to do it differently. Go beyond what you have done before. I love it because it's like, yes, you're grounded now. Now that opens you up to being able to receive even more wisdom and go even further, right, higher in your vibration. So I love that if you picked card 1. If you picked card 2, you got 4. 4 is very stable foundation, like the 4 legs of a table. So you're very stable. I love it. It says stay the course. You are moving in the right direction. I love that. I mean, what more can I say about that? If you pick this card, you may very well be moving in the right direction. So I just love that. And if you picked card 3, you got 10, which is wrapping up a cycle, starting a new cycle. And it says, no longer holds the power over you. Dissolve attachments of the past with love. Dissolve attachments of the past with love. I love that for you. Dissolving attachments, but with love. It reminds me of, this is a very brief cord cutting exercise that I learned. I call in Archangel Michael, of course, with his swords and his love. And I ask him to cut all the cords that I no longer need with people, situations, events that I no longer need. I ask him to seal those, where those cuts have been made, seal those with love and send that energy off back to these people, these situations, these things, whatever it is, back to them with love. So that might be a cord cutting exercise that works for you too, moving forward. Very simple. Of course, you ground yourself. You take a few moments to center yourself, but maybe that'll work for you too. All right. That being said, I will see you tomorrow with my weekly energy readings and a 3-card pick. I'm sorry, weekend energy readings and a 3-card pick. And I want to remind everyone, this is for entertainment purposes only. So that all being said, namaste.